Hi, my name's Lynn Smith. This hopefully will be my first video that I upload onto YouTube for you all to enjoy. I keep a lot of different orchids. My main passion was Masdevallias and Draculas. That's extended somewhat now, I'm afraid, because I got hooked on Neofinetia falcatas, and then the Dendrobium moniliforms that are also grown in Japan. All a bit moreish, I have to say. So the journey has been quite a long one, but now the greenhouses are fit to burst. I have 3 greenhouses. I have 2, that's a lie. I have an 18-foot by 8-foot one, is divided into 2. The 8-foot by 8-foot end is the warm end, goes up to 16, 17. This front end is 10-foot by 8-foot, and this contains a mixture of what I have left. It's got overflow Masdevallias in, because Masdevallias are full to bursting in the other house, which is 8-foot by 6, and that also houses my Draculas. That goes down to 7 or 8 degrees in the winter. This house, the intermediate house, goes down to 11, and everything that's a bit of a mixture comes in here because it can cope with the temperatures. The moniliform and the Neofinetias can cope with lower temperatures, but not everything I've got in here can cope with low, so they have to make do on it going down to 11. I hope you like what you see. If you do like what you see, please come back for more. I will try and get better, and we can see over a period of time everything that's going on and everything as it develops. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Striatella is one of the very first Masdevallias I bought. I don't know how long I've had it. It's steadily, slowly, but steadily grown and multiplied. It's been repotted. It didn't like the cool house particularly, although it put up a few flowers every year. It came into the intermediate house over a year ago, and a year ago it produced probably nearly 30 flowers, and this year it's still in the same size pot. It's about a 9 centimetre. Still not filled the pot, but it's got about 40, at least 40 if not more flowers on it. And this is the one of the parent plants of Mrs. Newburgh White, who is on video as well. And Mrs. Newburgh White is such gorgeous colours. It's not got the horrible smell that Striatella's got. And the cross of Mrs. Newburgh White with Striatella and peach fuzz, it's got a lot of the peach colour, and the flower stalks are really wispy, which is what some of the Masdevallias do, but Striatella is just gone for broke this year. I don't think you can really say anything else about it. It looks stunning, and the flowers took an awful long time to open. I wanted them to be open for our October show, which was the end of October, the last Saturday of October, and it had all its buds before that time. 3 weeks before that the buds started coming, so the beginning of October, but they took until the meeting in, I don't know when it had it there. Around about the 9th of November they were starting to open. There were quite a few open, and they've been open since. We're looking at now 5 weeks they've been open, and it's lost the odd flower, but nothing extraordinary. It's just such a lovely plant. It doesn't take up much space, looks after itself, and it's wonderful. Not temperamental at all, apart from it didn't like growing in the cool house, so it can stay in this house. It doesn't mind the sun either. It doesn't lose its colour like some of the leaves do. It's quite good. Right, here I have another one for you that is someone I really, really like. It's Masdevallia anocheca, for want of a better way to say it. I'm not sure of the pronunciation. It's a lovely species. It is probably 4 inches long from tip to tail. It has, see how much closer I can get in. It has the most gorgeous patterning in the throat, on the top petal, bottom petals. You can see the other one that's shown at an angle behind it, the second spike. You can see how dense the spotting is until I lift that up. It's slightly paler than the other one, but the other one has been out longer. This one is only just opening, and you can see the difference between the two of them. I really like it, and I will never get tired of it. It is continually providing me with flowers every year. Not sure when I bought it. What does it say back here? I think this will only tell me when I repotted it, yeah. Well, maybe 2014 by the look of that. It might have been 2013, but I've had it quite a while and spent a lot of time growing. It's got lovely, lovely leaves on it, and like all of these, come the spring, there's quite a few of them that will want a repot. I'm hoping to do this part of the film today without dog hairs. I seem to have brought dog hairs with me yesterday from grooming the boys, so I'm trying to avoid doing the same today. I'm going to stop it for a minute because there's another one right over in the corner at the back that I want to show you. It looks as though today it's opened its flowers properly. When I was filming yesterday, different clips, it wasn't. I'll be back. There appears to be another red-orange one. This is called Masdevallias Southern Sun. It's another hybrid, and believe it or not, it's from Veitchiana and Hertzii. And Hertzii is a similar shaped flower to the anocheca, but bigger, say more bronze than that one we've just seen. But this one it has spots after its father. Well, mother, parent. Let's be gender neutral, shall we, as everybody else is trying to be the same today. But you get that gorgeous, gorgeous orange sheen, which is the same as you get on Veitchiana, sorry, not Veitchii. There is no such thing as Veitchii, I don't think. And this, it's quite delightful, and there's about 2 or 3 more to come. There's quite a lot going on out here, which is a bit daft for this time of year, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. You take the rough with the smooth and the good with the bad. Although none of them are bad, so apart from the damn snails that keep coming. Masdevallia hybrid, Masdevallia Imperial Flame. Parents are Masdevallia macrura and Masdevallia heathii. Look at the spotting on the back of that flower. It is simply gorgeous, and the colour is stunning. First time flowering. Didn't flower before I split the plant. I split the plant, and it's now thrown up flower spike, and there is second one coming, but you can see how tall that spike is. That's a 12-inch stake in there, and it's if it's held up straight, it's at least a 24, almost a 24-inch flower spike on that. And over here we have one of the parents in flower, which is my species Masdevallia macrura. Absolutely gorgeous flower. It's been flowering on and off most of the year. In October 2018 it won, I think it had 5 or 6 flowers on and open, which is very unusual for this species, and it actually won best species and best in show at our local orchid show. But Heathii, which I haven't got in flower, is just plain yellow, so all the contrast and the spots would appear to come from macrura, because it is simply got some stunning colours on there and is really nice. Another one next to it, Masdevallia golden monarch. This has been flowering on and off for a few months, but it flowers one flower spike at a time. As a flower, it dies, another flower spike comes up, but simply rather nice. We have Masdevallia willisii. It's a species, it's got a bit of red in it, it's not, you can really see it that well, you can probably see it if I do it that way. It is a very nice contrasting colour. Sometimes it has sort of red going down the outside and orange in the middle, but this one this year is just giving us more orange than red. And over here we have Masdevallia soldamedio dia is its proper hybrid name. Basically spots and more spots. Again, orange and yellow combination, more bronzy, but gorgeous, gorgeous colours. Really like them. And there's a new hybrid that hasn't got a name. It's a cross between Strobelii and Devicii, which has opened a first flower. Don't yet know if it is fragrant, but you can see the hairs from the Strobelii. Snails had the edge of the flower, I'm afraid, so we can't see it at its perfect best because it's been open a while. Need to check whether there is a fragrance. Masdevallia trochilus, which is the species parent, one of the halves is the parentage of Barbarossa. As you can see, none of the colour come from trochilus, that's the pure cinear colour that comes through on Barbarossa. And this is about 4 inches top to tail, but it's quite narrow, and this is where you get the shape from for the Barbarossa's flower, because you've got this true delightful little pouch on trochilus. This, I would be quite upset if I killed this plant. I've got more than one, I have to say, because they divide up quite easily, but if you look, this is flowers more than once, and if you look, I can't show it to you on the spike because of the, it's got a really fleshy spike, which is thick by comparison of other Masdevallias, but it's triangular in shape. And if you ever get a Masdevallia with that, it means you don't take the flower heads off, you let them drop, you don't cut the flower spikes down, because it continually flowers on those spikes. If we go over here and focus on that one, I was all but convinced that wasn't going to do anything anymore and was going to cut it off, but as you can see, we have another flower spike coming out, so we're not going to touch it. We're going to leave it alone and let it do its own thing. I am putting this to add with the other clips for the Masdevallias because I'm in the cool house now, and I filmed the trochilus, Masdevallia trochilus, in the intermediate house, and it is one of the parents of this plant, which is Barbarossa, which is Trochilus crossed with Coccinea. You can see the Coccinea shape in the flower, but what you can also see is the crinkly pouch type formation without there actually being a pouch at the back. It's a very, very small indentation as opposed to the definite pouch that we've got on the Trochilus. But this is the reason I bought Trochilus, because I liked this plant, this Barbarossa, so much I wanted to buy the other parent, and it doesn't disappoint me, so I'm very lucky I've got it. And it's a reliable flower, and those flower spikes are 12, those flower spikes can be 12 to 18 inches long, and they're about 12 inches, but they can be longer than that, so it is lovely. Nice hybrid, nice colour, one of my favourites. I've got a lot. Well, we're out in the greenhouse today, doing the last bit of filming before Christmas, and I wanted to show you on the end of the clip with the other Masdevallias, this over Avis, Masdevallia over Avis. It is very unusual. It's actually sometimes known as the bird's nest Masdevallia, because people used to say that the flowers look like a clutch of eggs. That may be the case in some places, but if you actually look at the tops of the flowers and you see the closed heads that here, personally I think they look like duck heads with the beak and the bill. That's what I always like, and what I like about them, if you look at the back of the flowers before they open, they're so speckly. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder with this one. It's one of my absolute favourites, and I will always try and have this in my collection. I bought another one this year because this one, you never know, basically. And this is a good one. It's got 13 spikes. This is one I've had for about 5 years. It's a bit pale this year because I kept it in this house, in the intermediate house. Whereas the Masdevallia house is shaded up to the eaves with thermoboard. Don't let any light in at all apart from through the roof. And it's also shaded, it's set back from this house. It's only 8 foot by 6 foot, whereas this is 18 foot by 8 foot. And it's set back next to it. So between this greenhouse and the shed, and it's all three sides, it's sort of closed in, so there's not a lot of light gets in. Bright sunlight certainly doesn't get in. Roof is lined with polycarb. Obviously there's shading on there, but this was, the bigger plants were getting too big, so they had to come in here. And next summer I've got to put some extra shading up in the corner, because that corner is quite exposed, to stop the leaves losing colour, because this is a stunner. And if you look at the, get a close-up of those flowers, do you think that they're open, or shall I move that this way, maybe higher it a bit, see if we can do it. It's actually a cold grower, this one as well. It likes to be really cold. Maybe I'll just lower it, and then we're going on that one. There we are, that's the ones we want. If you look at the way these flowers are open, this is as much as they open on here, and if you actually see inside those flowers, look at that. Isn't that stunning? And not all the flowers on that cluster are open. Most of them are, but there's other clusters here. This one at the back here is nearly open. We can zoom out. This one's nearly all open. And the same inside, the whole thing of this. And this is how they are. They're quite, you'd worry if you saw buds like that, wouldn't you? But that is how Masdevallia starts. And once you're used to it, she's just so beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And what we're going to turn around next to her is this little gorgeous creature, which is Masdevallias lemanii. And again, it's got a lot of, it's very fragrant, this one. It's got a lot of flowers on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can have 4 or 5, but it usually has 7 or 8 flowers on each stem. And if you go in, you can see, let me get you a bit closer, get that in the centre a bit more. Look at the flower, look at the spots inside that. I'm obsessed with spots, in case you hadn't noticed. But this has also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This has also got 12 flower spikes on it, so it too would have had 13, but I broke one off when I was moving it not so carefully last week. So, my own fault. But stunning yellow colour, beautiful fragrance. It comes from Ecuador as well. This, I think, is a cold, too cool grower. Yes, it is. It says it's a variation of Polysticta. I think it's much nicer. It's yellow for a start. Polysticta's not yellow. Polysticta is nice, not as showy as this though, and not such long flower spikes. Should have staked them really, but didn't expect them, so didn't pay much attention to them, which was a bit naughty. But it is a beautiful flower. Both of these normally bloom in the spring, and for some bizarre reason, because everything's a bit crazy over here, they're blooming now, but they are nice. And here I have another baby, lemanii. Though it says it's lemanii, do you know what? Those flower spikes look as though they're over Avis. Might even be tridens. Tridens is very similar to lemanii, just not so many spots, more yellow. But again, if I put it in front of the screen, you'll see these are the buds before they open. So the way to go, it'll be another couple of weeks before these start opening. And we'll see then if the plants are labelled wrong. I'd just like to say thank you for watching. This is a variety of different clips that I've put together. Most of them are Masdevallias. In fact, I think all of these are Masdevallias. I do have other plants. I do have a lot of other plants that I've done clips for that I will be putting together, but I don't want to put too many on one, and I think what I've put on here so far is ample for you to be going on with. If you like what you see, please like, please comment, and if you feel inclined to see a bit more, please do subscribe. I'll be extremely grateful. Thank you very much. And this is a taste of what's to come, because Oncidium sotoanum is finally in bloom after I don't know how long. This spike is open. It's got another whole spike to go with a couple of branches. So we've got another twinkle to go, and we've got a cheirophorum to go, which is the yellow species Oncidium. But more about that in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Please excuse the things I've forgotten to do. I will try harder next time. Any comments would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much.